Welcome to our international podcast, folks. Below the belt, who vex lose? Good to see you, folks. Good to see you guys. How you doing? Welcome to our international podcast, Below the belt. We're so happy that you guys are here with us. I'm privileged to have joining me today, Drew the Finance. Let me know if you guys are hearing us clearly. Please and thank you. Let me know if you beautiful folks are hearing us clearly. Clearly.
Very clearly.
Yep. Good to have you guys. Churita here, so talk and in the G. Good to see you, folks. You know, we're mixing things up these days. We give you guys a little time to get your voice notes together. Whatever's of concern to you folks, rock and come in with those voice notes, guys. We want to hear from you, beautiful people. We want to hear from you guys. Please and thank you. Rock and come in with those voice notes, etc. Do that for us, guys. Julia, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm a little. I've been so busy. To be honest. I've been extremely busy, but I'm here.
I can hear the energy in the voice, man. You're fired up.
I'm young. The youngness in me right now. Trust me. Yes.
All right.
People have no idea.
Like what you guys, we gotta hear from you. We hear from you a little bit. You know, we've changed up the order of things just a little bit, but we're so excited. Friday couldn't come fast enough, so we can hear from you guys. We're fired up, guys. I see Marlon Thomas is here. Marlon, how are you doing? How are you doing, Marlon? Marlon called me early on. Yep. Makes the day even better. Made the day even better. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Happy you lovely, beautiful folks are here with us. Love that you guys are here with us. Sharita, how is the weather looking like?
It is. The weather is good. I think that we're having a cold day. I'm going to be out and about pretty soon again. As soon as I'm done with the podcast, but of course, I had to be here to speak with you, wonderful people. That is my favorite thing to do: to speak with you. Make sure that we are always connected.
Yep. It's 28 degrees outside, Rita, but they're telling us it feels like 33. How are things where you guys are? Tell me how things there. How things are where you guys there. Please, we want my business today. Make a pal and Basti Bagdad. Basti says shout out to all the people in Belfast. Yep. Shout out to all the people in Belfast. So happy you guys are joining us. Basti says shout y'all out, so we shout to y'all out. Right, big shout out from the national capital city of Georgetown, situated in Region 4, situated in Guyana, situated in the continent of South America and the Caribbean. Sure.
The continent of South America and the Caribbean. Oh my God.
Yeah. We are well situated. We are well situated.
Different shirts. Very different.
We're well situated. Guys, welcome. You know, we've been tweaking things at your end, and I'm happy that we didn't have to say share the damn live stream to everybody. Right?
It's sunny in Queens.
It's sunny in Queens. Tell us what else is happening out there.
Oh, awesome. It's nice and sunny over there.
Nice and sunny or this way?
That's what I'm being told.
Who telling you
it's
that?
Hot in Brooklyn.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm being told. Hey, Linden Gill says it's hot in Brooklyn. If you say it, I believe you. Trust me. I see Arwin Don Cook. What is going on over there? On the west side, the best side.
What's cooking, Arwin? What's cooking?
Hey, Diane Mitchell, how are you doing? Anne-Marie Selby, good afternoon to you too. Edward Gonzalez from the Bronx in the house with us, and Candy Nalene in the Jeep. How are you folks doing this midday? Warren Figuera family.
Long Island in the house. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
He says warm and sunny in Long Island.
Yeah. Big thumbs up from Warren. Huge thumbs up from Warren.
Warren, how is the new grandbaby?
Do tell us, Warren. We fast.
Do tell us. This is a FYI family thing.
Yep. Wherever you guys are joining us from, welcome to our international podcast.
I see
Look at that.
Marlon is saying 71 degrees right here. Hey Marlon, and I see Jean Williams joining us from Brooklyn also. Yeah, Brooklyn's people coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Shed, I must say that Linden has been slacking up. You know, Linden has been slacking.
Yep, the Independent Republic of Linden.
So Edward Gonzalez is saying it's hot in the Bronx. You see, I'm getting more words out of Edward these days.
Oh my, we're so thankful.
Hot in Maryland. How is it going, guys? How is it going? I think there is Chad, what is going on with our background song there?
Something what is it?
According to guys, it's a jumpy. So,
It just takes a dip and come back.
you know, interesting. You know, Chad, I forgot to tell you, but guys, interesting enough. You know, yesterday I actually was in a taxi yesterday. And the guy was like, "Where are you going?" And when I responded to him, he was like, he just watched back and watch again. He's like, "You to write the plans." And I said, "Yes." You're like, "I can recognize your voice anywhere."
He's having a fun moment.
He was like, "I can recognize your voice anywhere."
Oh, he supports the program. He listens. Nice.
He listens.
Very nice.
Yeah, but then he was offering to
Go on. Don't stop now. Don't stop.
Maryland
now.
is hot and sunny.
Don't stop now. Tell us what it was out. What do you want? I think I know, but tell me.
Always so phenomenal. Always so phenomenal.
I want to surprise you. Folks, good to have each and every one of you here. Really good to have each and every one of you here with us. Pace and power. Good to have you here. Quanamingo, Ramilianda, good to have you. Maureen Chichester Paul. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. Henry Irvin, happy Friday. Angelique Abrams, happy Friday, Angelique. Isabella Butters. Isabella, you're telling me hi. You're telling Caddy hi, but he's still telling you hi. Andrew Selby. Debbie Hoyenkirk. Good to see you, Debs. Erwin Dawn Cook is here. Daphne Aaron is here. I see GT Ruga. We outside, folks. Good to see you. Pansy Field is here. Pansy Field says it's sunny in London. We're so happy about that. So happy it's sunny there. Yep. Warren Figueroa says he's stocking up on his popcorn and Coke, ensuring my Showtime subscription is up to date for June 19th. Warren, happy Father's Day in advance. Happy Father's Day in advance. They can't say give you nothing, Warren. They can't say give you nothing, Warren. Happy Father's Day. Chisel Chipper, 68. All those folks joining us from across social media, across the pages. All those folks joining us from Twitter, from YouTube, from Facebook. Welcome in the rain. Pace and power. Good to have you. Good to have each and every one of you. Wilfred McCarty, I see you there.
I'm not going to pretend, sure. Just going to say, welcome in the ring.
I didn't say, I said, welcome, yes.
Welcome below the belt.
You gotta be in the ring to make it below the belt. You gotta be there. How would that say?
Oh goodness. How are you guys doing? This is not the ring. We're not going to be fighting it out. We're going to have our own bit of fight out, you know.
Below the belt shot. Alex Boom. Good to see you, Alex.
Hey, Alex. How are you doing?
Yep.
Alex said, let's rock.
Rock and roll. Rock and come in. You know, or rock and go out. But just rock. Folks, we want to hear from you. You know, we always start talking. But if you want to send through something, if you got something that bothers you, you know, you got something that's going to bother you, you know what you got to do.
Do what you got to do. Make very well sure of it. I think I have a little bit of
I think that
you know, we're in the studio, but
music dipping.
I don't know why there's a dip, but I was trying to just
maybe the notifications when it comes in
rectify that.
Comes in, it goes down a little bit.
Okay.
I think so. That's the only thing. Right?
I
don't want to see Zobia.
Rock and come in.
I gotta say something.
It has to be something.
Go figure this out. Just go figure this out. Alright? With my accent. Let's go figure this out. Right now we're going to get started. Guys, good to have you. Good to be here with you. Beautiful, lovely folks. Good to have you here with us. Tangible and Digit. GT. GT's one and only root girl. GT root girl. Rhonda Lake. Rhonda, how you doing? How you doing? I see Mr. William Bell has come through. Let's see what William has to say today.
Come through, William.
Rock and come in, William. Rock and come in.
Hi, good afternoon,
Tell
Sharad.
us if you can hear William.
I saw in a book that I was reading, and it says that to educate the mind without morals is to educate a menace to society. We can see the breakdown in the moral fabric in the society in Guyana um, from how the ministers of the government are operating. If I'm to put down a building and the foundation of the building starts crooked, the building will fall down. When you have an administration that comes in to office by disenfranchising others, it's a breakdown of morals. When you have sitting minister who can stand up in the public space and tell a woman that she needs a dildo,
Oh, yes.
it's a breakdown of morals in the society. We don't need ministers in the schools. We don't need counselors in the schools. We need to go back to the old days where morals were taught. In the 60s, you had at the back of every exercise book things like maxims were written down, and we had to repeat those every day as kids in school. Boys and girls must take off their hats or cap and enter in any building. All of these things we had to repeat. Putting a counselor in the school, putting ministers in the school won't solve the problem. We have to go back to these old things. We have to educate the mind in morals. I think the government ought to bear the responsibility for the moral decay in Guyana today.
Correct is right, William. Correct is right. Totally agree. There's been such a breakdown. I know we've been talking about this. And we have been saying it comes from the top. It's the top it comes from. And we've got to do better. We need to do better. For the children, for the future generation, we got to do better. Right? They're going to learn by default, or we're going to be deliberate in the instructions that we give them. So totally support what William has said there. Do you want to add anything? Folks, the number you want to send your voice note is 627-6963. The number you want to send your voice note to 627-6963. Take it away to your reader.
Well, I was listening and I was thinking that it goes hand in hand with what we speak to what we were speaking about this morning with breakdown.
William on check.
All together, especially at the list of the schools in Guyana, and we're talking about the fact that we have a society right about now that what we were used to, what persons were used to many years ago is not the same as it is right now. We don't have to address that all together. But I think William is on point when he spoke about it being at the helm and the lawlessness and the disrespect and all of those things are coming from the very top. So you can only imagine, like, how do you expect people that are that have misconduct of that magnitude, even at the level of the National Assembly, to be able to direct a pathway for our young people in the school system today? They are looking on every day. They are seeing of the breakdown of and lawlessness altogether.
Correct. You know, I'm looking at this photograph here of this young lady, Miriam Edwards, and look at the callousness in terms of her life. Look at the callousness. A man going to rob her, rape her, strangle her. It tells again of the breakdown in your mind. It's not an easy place. I hazard to think that people can take a life so innocently can take a life so carelessly in this very gruesome fashion. It's a breakdown. It's a breakdown. It's a breakdown. And it comes from the top. If we look around and we see that there's this decadence and decay in society, people have no respect for law, for order 60, for the statutory documents and other things, corruption, thieving, nepotism, favoritism, friends, family, and favorites. It's a breakdown. And that's why a man, eh, in Timbuktu, would see a woman and she marry away, go about your business. The last thing that Miriam Edwards told her family, she said, coming home. But because of the breakdown you got, rob, rape, and strangle. Breakdown. Parts of first go to the family, family. Such a beautiful young woman. Trying to pick out a living in this hard times country. This shine rice regime. This is her. This is the result of that. It's a breakdown from the top. Elegantly said. Elegantly said there. I think we have another contributor. Folks, just rock and comment. 627-6963. I think we have another contribution. Let's see if we have one here. 627-6963. That's the number you want to send that voice. So rock and comment. I see Rhonda done rock and comment. I love it. Give us a second, we load in. Locked and loaded. We have to come back to that one. Maybe just have to come back to that one. Alright, we're going to have to take rock.
Good afternoon to the entire team. Now, piggybacking on what William said, that was so true. But we have got to remember that when Moonshine was in runnings, he was the person who brought into the country the abolishment of corporal punishment, whether it was in the home or abroad. That is when you take away corporal punishment, you take away all the punishment that a parent could pass down to a child. And when you remove that, that is what the children become, leaders and active gang members. That is what goes on in for the countries abroad. They cannot discipline their children with corporal punishment, and they lead the parents down hell's path. And that is what is happening. Guyana is always copying everything from the outer world. They copy it till they copy summer, but they don't have spring, autumn, and winter. And the next thing, Sherrod, I pray that we get current. You know, the PPP does behave. And with the Isabel thing, they wouldn't want it. So I hope you guys could make connection. I know you do make connections. Let Rickford and Ma get it. So in case we are being blocked out, you could always have it from them to play when we have lights. Bye-bye. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you too. It's gonna be a real happy Father's Day. Moonshine is he day, you know. It's a breakdown. Round on point. Round on point, you know. It's a breakdown. That's why we're seeing, you know, protocol. We have 100 strap. Money get popped. The whole place hot. You know, rinse out everything out in the Glock. Hollow point that a lodge in a boy head back.
What do you mean?
You know.
What are you talking about?
That's breakdown. Breakdown is when you have breakdown, people take the land to the whole hand. Right? Hollow point that a lodge in a boy head back. Breakdown. When students carrying ear pistols to school, right? We watched yesterday. It's like school gone wild locally. Gangs, ratty gang, right? Party gang. It's breakdown in law and order. And we're so grateful for that contribution. Spot on. We got to arrest that. We got to arrest that. Please and thank you. Got to arrest that. All right, we have another contributor. We're going to try to pull this one up. We're going to try to pull it up, folks. Bear with us a second. We're going to try to pull it up. How are you folks doing out there? Happy Friday. Erwin Don Cook, happy Friday. Wendy Roland, happy Friday. Good to see each and every one of you. Let's try to get this out of the way. Sometimes we have a challenge loading some of these. We're going to Try our best though.
Hi, good day.
All right, this one
Um,
gives the problem here.
I don't know, but
All
I
right, we're gonna
just
take this one back.
want to know what is.
We're gonna try to take this one back. All right. Let me see if I have another one.
Is going on, right?
Nope, nope,
Morning,
nope. That's not gonna work for us. All right, folks. Arvin Don Cook, we see you there. David Wood, we see you there as well. And all you other beautiful folks joining us.
I see you trying to get through there, Erwin Don Cook, or Will Don Cook, and you're gonna get through just in a jiffy and just give our technical expert.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know them boys don't like technical experts, but we
This
relish
chance.
with technical experts, as they said.
me and my daughter was
Yeah, I don't know why
arguing.
this one is playing like that. All right, we're gonna try to get that back.
Mhm,
While we hold on that, we're gonna rock and come in with another one. Hold on, folks. We got another contributor. Some of them take a little while to load, but we don't wanna. Yep. Rock and come in.
Good afternoon, Sherrod and
Good
Jurita.
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
I just want to highlight something concerning the Lagrange names NDC.
Hmm.
Somebody sent something to me telling me that the this regime would like to break down the Barksville Community Center to put some other pump drainage pump. But I don't think, and the whole entire Barville don't think that is something right to do because sure I know that Barville Center since I was a little girl going to my little August Monday banquet and so there. Why would they have to break down that center? I think it's because Barville is a predominantly black community. I think they could go around getting a pump in some, but I have a big pump there. I don't know why they want to break down the center to put another pump. I think they have other things in mind. But the person said that somebody sent something to you, but you didn't highlight it. So I'm just giving you a little heads up because they waited until all the coalition supporters went out of the meeting that they had the last time, and then they read this letter. So if somebody from they leaked the letter, that's how the other people know that this is going to happen. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for that. Sometimes we gotta fact check these things before we shoot them out. But we were on that. I'm so happy you've raised it, nonetheless. And if we find that to be so, of course, we gotta withstand that. Shucks, we can't own a piece of space in this country. Huh? We can't own a piece of recreational space. My sister said she used to go there as a child and she lived banquets. We can't be quit, nothing to be cheering in this place. We're gonna check on that. We're gonna definitely check on that. Again, Drita.
Well, you know, the more we have these discussions, more we realize the amount of issues that are in our
Plenty.
society today.
Enough.
Every single time we have things to add to it, and everybody have their own experiences to bring to the table. But when it comes to what is going on in Guyana right now, I think that everyone, the collective voices that I see, slowly uniting itself. I wish it would be at a faster rate, but I'm still thankful that persons are realizing every day that when once they speak up and let their voices be heard, then that is an avenue to start the process of change and for persons to address what is going on.
Yep, 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 yep. That is the road we gotta go down. That is the road. I'm happy to read here because she's seeing for herself that some of the notes are taking. I don't know why it does that. I just don't know.
Yes, I don't know what's going on. I think our internet service provider is just doing a horrible job today. A very, very horrible job. Guys, your voice notes are taking forever to be loaded. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
apologies there, folks. Apologies there.
Apologies.
We follow it nonetheless. We on it. We on it. We on it. We on it. Drita.
Yes, I am. I am looking at it. Listen, let me jump into the comment section with my lovely, lovely below the belt folks. I see Joretta and Sherrod coming there. They said, wishing you both the best of luck in your bid for leadership positions
Oh, thank you. You're
tomorrow.
too kind.
Yes,
You're
and
too
thank
kind.
you so much for that
We going
comment.
Saturday to fight them
Tomorrow, that is.
tomorrow.
It is I think the liberal democracy there that
Yep,
will
yep,
be
yep.
practiced is one that I'm particularly proud about.
We understand how things are. Let's take another contributor while we have it.
Good afternoon, Cheryl, Rita, and listeners. First of all, I want to congratulate you guys, and I want to wish you all the best tomorrow
Thank you.
because it's time for you guys to shine, at least in my estimation. Secondly, in my day, I can still remember Mr. Oswald Kendall of Christchurch Secondary School saying prayers every Monday morning. The
Mhm.
part that stuck out in my mind was a sense of responsibility, a sense of belonging. Those two I have never forgotten, and I have entrenched it in my daily operations. Now, you have people today that are really, and I don't know if anyone else is thinking that way, but some of these persons who are acting out, for want of a better description, are products of pre 2015. So now they're adults. I don't know if a lot of people will remember the No Child Left Behind program. So we have a whole generation of persons who saw drugs, guns, bling, and money as the thing that made you a person. So today, you have them as adults. If you notice, a lot of people cannot express themselves properly. They cannot behave in a way that is acceptable for people like me who are older. So I will agree with William in the sense that it's moral decay in our country. I won't even touch on the ministers because we all see every day the behavior of the ministers. So, for instance, the first lady can't talk to no young lady now because of what she did, right? The male ministers can't honestly address certain issues because their behavior is lacking also. My second issue is with Robertson Ben and that silly utterance he made about uh, persons overseas. What Mr. Ben has forgotten is that we still enjoy democracy wherever we live,
Mhm.
you know? So he need to come again and instead of attacking persons overseas, it is time for him to sit his butt down and address the spiraling crime rate in Guyana. It's frightening. I won't say anything else yet because I want to give the others a chance to speak.
Yep, yep. I'm so happy what my sister has said about the crime rate because everywhere you turn in this country, you gotta get eyes behind your head. Literally, literally, you have to have eyes behind your head because them boys could come at any moment. And it doesn't matter where in the country you live, you see it all the time. You can live in Crabwood Creek or Ituni. When them boys say they're coming, they're coming. But there seems to be no consistent effort at a plan, a crime prevention plan, albeit. And all you see is a lot of adhocracy. That can't work. There has to be a structured approach. Jurita would say, this connects to that and relates to the next thing. How are we going to go down the road in this manner here? We can't. You got to get betterment. Right? These guys were out of government for 5 years. Did absolutely nothing. And now it's to come with nothing. And that's what we're seeing. Crime everywhere you turn. Spiraling crime. Nothing is being done to arrest it. You know why? Because they got the bodyguards. They got a big vehicle. You notice every minister now got about 16 bodyguards. Big vehicles, outriders, flashing lights. But the rest of we catching with tail. So you know it's true talking.
Very
You know
true.
it's the truth.
Very true.
It's the truth.
I think everybody and their dog have a light right now. They believe that is something that they can just trample all over. The regulatory body needs to look into that with urgency because the respect for those lights is just going to go crashing now
They got to move with
altogether.
alacrity.
Yep.
More has to be done. They ain't come with nothing. Receiving pay under false pretense every goddamn month. It don't shock them. They gotta give back a little of that money. Huh?
Mm-mm-mm.
Full in their pockets. But what are you doing for the people? What are you doing for the people? You go out there and it's one set of waste time talk. Oh, we for democracy. We for this, we for that. But they're not for, law and order. They're not for those things that matter at all. They're not for those things. Don't come around with funny. The people are entitled to protection under the law, under the Constitution. Then we got these jacobats to deal with.
As crazy as it is, but it's true. Very, very true. As crazy as it is. We I took a video, but I think my my driver at the time was very vocal on the matter. But I took a video of the traffic being very tight, and those persons just trying to bulldoze the system and come through.
Mm-hmm,
They don't
mm-hmm.
care. It's
Correct is right.
most ridiculous. And you wonder who is monitoring that altogether. You see the cops on the roadways and so forth, and they just have absolutely no acknowledgement for them. It's just like they're not seeing each other. Like, hey, do you see me? Do you see me?
Not even here.
So
Not even here.
it's crazy. It's most ridiculous. But it is lawlessness. Let us just call it what it is. It's lawlessness altogether, and we need to address it frontally.
Addressed and arrest. Trying to get my brother's VN open. All kinds of gymnastic I'm trying.
I don't know why it's not opening. I don't know why your voice note is not coming through. But we are here. We're trying to
All right, we're
get
gonna
it
have to
through.
take another one and circle back to that one.
Yes.
Let's take another and then we circle back. Fingers crossed, guys. Good to have each and every one of you. Rock and come in, my sister Sharon.
Good afternoon, Sherrod. Good afternoon, Dorita. Good afternoon to all
Hello.
listeners this afternoon. The things that going on in school today, it was something that was brewing a long time in our society. And we have taken away corporal punishment in school, or it should be issued under strict directions by the head teacher or some senior teachers.
Yeah.
But that's not all that is there. Most of all is some of those sounds in the lyrics. I quite agree with that. Those Some of those music should be banned from the airwaves and from even playing at parties. But that is way beyond. But it's time that we in this part of the world realize that what really happened to us is that those corporations was inflicted on our ancestors to do work. And after they finished inflicting their ancestors, they realized it's not for their kids. The colonists, the people, the colonial people realized that, look, this thing is not for me children. Me want nobody knock me children. So they brought in the open and start talking about this thing is great and just to children and all sort of things. But they said that thing to get the right for their children to do what they like, and you have to handle them with a kid gloves. But it's not really for us. We got to get out of our mind and start finding ways to get around this situation, because if it gets out of hand, we will get what the PPP like, a whole set of black vultures and delinquents on the road. And it has to start from home with the parents, then with the teachers. The parents have to cooperate with the teachers in school. And the Minister of Education, they have to play their parts. It's not just an easy problem, but we have to get a grip of it. And one more thing, it bugs me to see how Guyanese population thinks partially. Let me bring something back to them, back to people. You remember a certain government minister hit down somebody and drove away and go away and didn't even look back?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
He's not before the court as yet. Do you remember how much government ministers and people affiliated with the government did things they're not before the court? Well, I'm a person, I don't condone wrong things. And I'm saying that once you did something, you should be punished. Now, coming to instance with that guy that hit that guy down, took him away and throw it away and dump in a trench.
Yeah.
Oh, that is ghastly. Oh, that is very bad. But what I'm saying, We, the people that are judging them outside, don't think it's the job of the don't judge people. It's the job of the investigators to know to see what is happening. That guy started to do the right thing. He picked them up, put them in the car. He was County Hospital, and when he observed that guy wasn't breathing anymore,
Yeah.
he wasn't moving, he
Yeah.
panicked and he did the wrong thing, and that is why he's paying for what he did. And the judgment that the DPP passed down, it's totally correct because she got to consider all kind of things before she made her decision. And it was a correct judgment she made on decision to charge him for it. And then to crown it off, a nurse came up with some racial, ethnic pronunciation about when she doing her work and she see a black child. Now, I want these people who's pronouncing. Don't you think that she should be debarred from working? Don't you think her license should be taken away? Let me hear what some of them have to say about it. But what I know is that the DPP made a very good decision, and I'm the same people that is talking. I am telling them, I'm afraid if my grandchildren have to go before her. I got to watch her with 10 eyes because she has it within her and she waited for a chance. They will say she was emotionally distressed because of her family situation. But you have to think what you're saying. I'm waiting to see what the Nurses Association will do with her and what is it. I don't want her to lose her job, but they must make her an example, just like how the DPP settled this case. Let us see what is going on. She brought in ethnicity, not me. She brought it in. She made it quite clear in public. Thank you.
627-6963. Thanks for that, my brother. Is the number you want to send the voice note to? 627-6963. 627-6963. And we're going to rock and coming with that. 627-6963. I'm going to try to pull up. I want the old-fashioned way again and see if we get through. My brother has resent it, and we'll see if we can get it again. 627-6963. 627.
I'm gonna ruffle some feathers a little
6963. Let's see if we get it
Good
again.
afternoon, Mr.
I'm not hearing this.
Duncan MP and MP Fernandez.
Good afternoon.
I'd like to touch on two issues, if I may.
Guys, can you hear that?
The first issue being
Can you hear that,
bringing
folks?
the PPP up on charges of a conspiracy to facilitate sedition of the state, a conspiracy of sedition. Reason being, because when Barrett Jack Deal, as Secretary General of the PPP, in public forum,
Can you hear that, guys?
action, call to action that people must chase the elected president and Nagamutu and APNU officials out of their villages every time they see them. That is a direct call for action against a sitting president of the corporate Republic of Guyana. It is a furtherance of the conspiracy when the state is tabulating its counts of votes in GCOM at the Ashman Center, and the same PPP executive go in there and disrupt and attack GCOM officials, tabulating the outcome of the elections of the state in an attempt to overthrow the election and the state. It is no different than
Yep. We're going to try to get it back, folks. We're going to try to get it back. Bear with us. We're going to try to get it back. And let me see if we get it the other way. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan MP. Good afternoon. How are you,
It's still
Ms. Fernandez?
It's still very
We're
low
good,
for
we're
us.
good.
It's still very low for us. Give us a second.
Yes.
Try to call him back. See if it works the other way. Guys, bear with us. We really want to hear.
Okay, thanks for returning my
Yes.
call.
Put it in a nutshell.
So let me get right to it.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon once again.
Go ahead.
Three quick matters. Firstly, the brother who was said to have shot at the police officers in Sophia, was any tests done for gunpowder residue on his hands? I just want to put that out there in a timely manner. Now let me move to my two other issues that I want to talk about. Because I think that the entire case of the Sophia situation hinges on whether gunpowder is on that gentleman's hand. Either his right hand or his left hand, unless he's shooting with his foot. Good. So my first point is this. I think that charges need to be brought against the PPP executive for conspiracy of sedition. Here is why. Barrett Jagdeo, as Secretary General of the party, was on the podium saying, whenever Granger, Nagamutu, and the coalition comes to your village, chase them out every time. Chase them. You see, in law, he verbalized his threat. He gave verbal instructions to the populace. Okay, so he properly qualifies to verbalize a threat. Now, conspiracy for sedition is what happened when persons took it upon their own to chase the president and his executive and his entourage out of villages. To carry it further, facilitating that is evident when they attacked GCOM, an autonomous body of the state, while they were deciding the outcome of the elections. They were attacked in GCOM.
Yeah.
Okay, now we equate that to sedition charges in the United States when Donald Trump gave instructions, told them to stand down, stand by, follow me to the rotunda, and then they attacked. And the United States is drawing a parallel and saying, hey, we're going to charge on sedition. And I draw that parallel to what the installed vice president verbalized the threat.
Correct, it's right.
Okay, for persons to do harm. Because he says, chase them. Chase them how? See, he'll have to go to court to explain, chase them how? Well, here is how people interpret that chase. Police officers were chased. A police officer was shot. School children were attacked and burned.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how people verbalize that chase. So he and the party should be brought up on threats of sedition. Second point, a referendum. A referendum can be done in several different ways, but one particular way I think needs to be addressed is the whole issue of majoritarianism. Mexico currently is running a referendum. Are you guys aware? Canada just had a referendum a few years ago. So this referendum issue is not like, a fluke. It doesn't happen. It's very real. It happens frequently. There's currently a referendum in Mexico as we speak against the president to remove him. Now, a referendum against majoritarianism, because majoritarianism is unconstitutional. It can't stand the test in court. Because if democracy says proportionate representation, then the type of representation that we're seeing thus far, that got to make you guys snatch the mace, that isn't proportionate representation. Because if you've got 49% and the other people's got 51%, and you are excluding the opposition 100%, then how is that proportionality? You see, so it's already a done deal. It just has to go to the court. Because there's no way the PPP could make an argument that they're allowing proportionality to happen when they have excluded opposition 100% of the time. You see, and this goes back to the central theme of majoritarianism, which is facilitating that. So majoritarianism as a doctrine is facilitating on an equal and inequity of the Constitution and how it's being applied.
Yep. Here it is.
Right?
Here it is.
Because if you can look at the Constitution in plain terms and see that it says consultation, meaningful consultation, then what is it that causes you to consistently, systematically exclude 217,000 persons who have elected their officials to go there?
Correct is right.
At no
Correct is
time
right.
you allow them to participate?
See, these
So
are the
then
things
what's
we
the
got to drill
purpose of
down
the
in.
election in the first place?
These are the things we got to
So,
drill down in. Drill down in.
so sorry?
No, so these are the issues we got to drill down in.
Yes, so, but, well, respectfully to you, we have been drilling them down, but they need to be properly drilled in the court. You see, because in basic law school, if you have 51% and another person has 49%, then that 49% has to have some sort of participation in a way that is equitable. But how does majoritarianism sync with equity? It doesn't. There can be no equity, there can be no proportionality if majoritarianism is the order of the day. This is why I say majoritarianism as a doctrine is very unconstitutional. And it should be challenged. Anyway, I don't take much of your time. Thank you for accepting the call.
Thanks for your
We got a great
contribution,
show.
my brother. Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense, you know. That's their math. They try to rub up with math. But U49 and the 51 is the 100. They want everything. Right? That's what's happening. U49 and the 51, and they want everything, you know. Everything. Right? Guys, 627-6963. I see a long one here. 8 minutes long. We got to give you a whole program. 8 minutes long.
Bring it through. Bring it through.
Let's try to see if we can bring that in. Good to have each and every one of you. We see Marilyn Thomas has joined us. Yvonne Ramos Harris, Gwyneth Anderson, Deborah Clark, Erwin Don Cook says caller on point. Good to have each and every one of you folks. Do we have it? That one is saying it's still loaded. I don't know what's happening. It always kind of just freaks out.
At the most inconvenient
And
time.
you say the thing. You talk the things. I'm trying to see if we can get another workaround, but I don't even know if we can do it. Trying to see what would be the workaround here.
Guys, we're seeing you there. We encourage you to continue to do your part. As we always say, share the live stream. Make sure that you add to distributing credible information. You are so important in the dissemination process. Get the information out there.
627 69 63. You see when the thing taking so long, it breaks the flow, you know.
It does. It does break the flow. Marlon Thomas, it breaks the flow. Poor people governor in the house, space and power. How are you doing over
Mr.
there?
Allen, rock and come in.
How are you doing? So nice to have you join the podcast this midday. It's always a pleasure.
Rock and come
I
in.
see Kim Walker is in Passion. What is it? Let me just get that. Passion Lane Lock-in. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure, Sherry. You
Let me
probably
see.
need to decode that for me.
Passion Lane.
So
This I don't know why it comes. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna try to get this one back. All right, let me see. We're gonna try now. Go right ahead, Julian.
we're trying. As Sherry get those little kinks sorted out. Let me continue to just go through the comment section, guys. If there's anything, like I always say, you're important.
You're fast, you know.
You just made me lost my word.
That's what's going on here.
You
Sorry,
know,
my apologies.
I
I'll
lost
take it
my
back.
word, you know.
I take it. Put
Your
it back.
communication is absolutely important to me. Your feedback is absolutely necessary for us to continue down this path. Altogether, we have been doing an awesome job as a family thus far, and we have been growing in this family. Each one reach one. That is our mantra right now when it comes to information sharing. So we have been doing a phenomenal job, and we want you to continue. I see that's in Border Market. Orville Dawn Cook is stating that. I see you there, Carl Fordyce, and I see you, Yvonne Ramesar. Guys, you are all very awesome. Pace and power, Benita Parker.
We can take some fruits
That
as in my border.
that is absolutely important.
We can take little fruits.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Good to see Yvonne Ramasaris. We said, Rhonda Lane says, coffee's on point as usual. Rhonda knows your people. Rhonda knows her people. Let's see. We're trying all kinds of ways to make sure you get these. All kinds of ways.
Every single thing.
It's
You
not
should see
one for
him.
trying.
You should see him right now. My goodness, I want to take a picture and post it there in the comment section. Is that
Yeah,
possible?
we're just trying to bring it. Right? Apologies. We don't want to shortchange anybody. We want to, people hear all the voice notes. 627-6963. Good to have, again, Marilyn King, I see. Will Felix Simone is here as well. And all the other guys joining us. It's just taking, so it's getting me vexed. And I don't know what. Let me see if I can do this another way. Where is this? Let me see if we can do this another way.
Williams' family, even though she's been hurting, yes, but then you cannot bring that in because of your profession. Personally, I wouldn't want her to look at me nor none of my family because I am of African descent. And from the time you're going to start talking racial things or start portraying racial attitudes, I want nothing to do with you because you can kill me. It's just a matter of time before you can show up. It would show up in you. You understand? And the other thing is, what is really baffling to me is the cost of living in this country. I can see that they say that we're getting oil money and they cannot bring relief. Nobody's looking for handouts. But then you can give some relief in terms of giving people voucher because people every week you go in the supermarket, things getting pretty expensive. You don't know what to do.
That's right.
The government need to do something better because they're looking after. Look how they come, they're giving me a land, they're giving this person this, they're giving the person the. Me looking after she people, me just make sure she turn the thing. Santoki just make sure you people in Suriname get taken care of. So why can't Barrett Dio and Irfanali take care of Guyanese people? We're all Guyanese, we're born here. We have a right here. We can't go looking for it in another country. If we choose to leave this country, we choose to do it on our own will. But as long as we're here, they're supposed to take care of it because we have enough resources so that they can able to take care of us. You understand? We have to stand our ground. It's time we stand up and let them know the resources of Guyana doesn't belong to them. It was never an inheritance left by their parents for them. We are Guyanese. Our birth certificate, my Guyanese. So we need them we need to stand up to them. We need to stand up to them.
Well said there. Well said, my sister. Well said. We're going to try and take another one as we seem to be on a roll. We're going to try and take another one quickly.
A pleasant and a blessed good day to you, Sherrod, and my sister Jarita.
Good day.
I always feel uplifted when you see when I'm on FYI, whether I'm in the ring or below the belt.
You're too kind.
Because it's valid and credible information.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
And it's so much a blessings to you guys for that.
Thank
morning I was listening, I was with the FII family, and I think it was this morning I heard Rita mention something about about children and the type of music, the type of
correct.
And Sharon, let me tell you, I was on the program of I sent my voice note a few weeks back, and I mentioned something concerning hits and jam, and I mentioned that they need some lashes and things. Honestly, I never literally mean that, but you speak like them old people, not do lashes in you, and they don't mind you wouldn't get it. It was in that context. I was just a bit annoyed.
Understood.
Anyway,
Understood.
I want to build on what Jarita said, and she was so much on point, Sharon, let me tell you what I experienced. Me and some friends, we've grown men, we got children, I got children and grandchildren. We were grown men, and we was talking about that scene that go on at the stadium. And and them big guys, see? You see, I can't think about, them old days, and then them days can't come back because also we time. This is young people time. And that is what the young people want. Now, which one? And those arguments we had in our conversation, and I want this, and I would glad for Hits and Jam them to hear this. Which young people just come and tell them that here we want this artist sing this vulgar songs. We want this type of vulgarity to play because this we think. Which one? Young people would bend to anything, and if you teach them the right, they won't bend to the right. If you teach them the wrong, they won't bend to the wrong. Because remember, it's young people, and they're like young trees. If you bend it, it will take the same direction without even feeling pain until you apply the pressure, the natural pain onto them. You understand? And the music, and that's why I got to attack. I don't hate them Hits and Jam brothers as a people. I hate them because of their actions and the umbrella, the sheltering under that claim that to be entertainers. Now, Sharon and Jarita, look at the condition. Look how flat and low these boys gone just for the sake of money. Look at the condition of them artists that they bring. This is some skelly bang. And look at these boys' condition, the pants, the down, and this. What you think when you bring like that? People like that claiming to be in the name of entertainment. When you bring people like that on stage to these young youths, where think they gonna gravitate to? Not the same thing. And who you think gaining? Them alone, because the kids and everything will pay them. They're going to enjoy them. Hits and you know what Hits and Jam, I see Hits and Jam this be doing? Playing them same vulgar music on them radio. So that's why I tell you don't contribute, don't listen nothing from Hits and Jam. Don't listen nothing because they play those music and what thing they do. All they do, they just mute the cuss part. But the children them don't know it. And they don't know why they muted because they don't know they don't want everybody, and they just muted because they know they could be sanctioned for that. But they play the same thing in these youth's ears. You understand? And what is going on? Hey, and get down bad, and this that is all they do. And when finished, they collect the money, the parks and everything, and they feel good. And then when you talk against them, you hear how you don't want to see them get up. I honestly don't hate these men. As a people, I hate them for their action, and that is why I did the Hits and Jam HD programs cannot, not even the good ones are so part with them. Not even the good ones could play in my house. It cannot until I know they could come clean and balance. Then, but I know they're not balanced. They are the set that the PPP they're using to distract the young people from their lawlessness, what they're going on with. Keep them. I sure with all them budget, the cut and all kind of thing. I sure the little way the Hits and Jam remain. They got a packed program of entertainment who could distract the young people. Are you going sport? Are you going sport? You understand? The music is what is contributing, and these guys don't care. They don't care nothing. The music, look the kind of music. Look them by condition. Look these boys' condition. What good when they finish? Hits and Jam, I want to go on an interview and tell me what the young people gain from them little road rat where you see running about the place. They pay how much money for come have a sack on back and jump in, and then look you pop them Mali and you look at them. Shame on them. Shame on them, because let me tell you something. If they see if the walk and you and get to see they cheering in any place that the feel that they're supposed to do, they're going to drag them out. They would drag them out. But the feeling good for bring type of entertainment for other people cheering go and spile. But I want to say this to the people, to these parents. They're upon your lights with your children. This is something that PPP want, because the youth is the future. And once you could be able to keep the youth under a certain type of bondage, it is good for them and the bloody lawlessness. People, especially the parents and them is fire and all these places where they're tuning in and calling in and going out with a set of stupidness supporting it and jam and the nonsense. You understand? I talking as a parent and as a responsible parents. You understand? I'm so glad to hear some of my Indian brothers and sisters up in them PVP stronghold getting to realize and talking out. I am so glad. And slowly, they're putting Jabir to shame. They're putting it to shame. And he gonna end up like this man from Africa, Mugabe, and then your own people gonna put you on side. It's just time. Your own people gonna put you on side. But I'm saying again, Cheryl, these people need to get on the heights with the children, look into your children, get serious with the children, talk to them. Because only one set of people gonna benefit when you see these children get bad, and it's them who encouraging them. It's only them benefiting. All right, have a good day. And there's no program like below the belt. There's no program like FYI. There's no program like in the ring. You understand? Because even those who don't even support, just be on it, because they know it's a place that the voices could hold and could listen valid and credible information. Have a blessed day, my sister, and have a blessed day, my brother.
Respect and manners. Thanks for your kind words.
Thank you so much. Thank you for those
Thanks
comments.
for your kind words.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
your kind
much.
words. We rocking and coming.
That is so.
Let me see
that
who
is
else
so
we
true.
got. Let me see what else we got here. Let me see who else we got, folks. Talk the things, my brother. Talk the things there. All right. I see William going to try to double dip. We're going to follow that in a second. William is trying. We had an early one I want to make sure I capture. And let me see. There was I think it might be this. Let me see if it's this.
Anyhow, we living in Florida, one scheme in New Amsterdam, Burmese. And a minibus come around. I don't know if it's because I just be saying things on the program about Jack Dew and stuff. I don't know, but I'm just saying what happened. Anyhow, we scheme the area that I'm living, made up of things, let me see, Armsville, Paul's Road, Martin Luther, Savannah Park, Savannah.
All right, that one is giving us some trouble winding up. We're gonna rock and come in back with that one, guys. Bear with us there. Move to
Sounds a
another one in
little
the
bit of
meantime. Jirina.
victimization that was trying to come through there. So most
Yeah,
definitely we're going to be
Did we take
trying
this
to
one
get
already?
that
Let me
one.
see.
Cheryl and Charity, good afternoon. Of course, I'm congratulating the two of you upfront. Congratulations. And I hope both of you are successful.
Thank you. Are we getting a lot of?
A lot of feedback
Yeah.
there on that. But
Marilyn,
today is one of those days, that's Friday the 10th, but it's one of those days.
It's some
we
good
have
stuff coming through there. I don't know why.
Excellent perspectives coming through the comments, but the technical aspect of it is giving us a hassle.
Marilyn has some feedback
Oh,
at the back
goodness.
end. Let's not our end.
Sherrod, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You know what, I think I was following election a little while since I was eligible to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And what I can remember in 1993 when we had a 93 days or 92 days strike. Listen to me. What I'm trying to say to you, these people don't know nothing about talking. We could talk whole day. They don't care about us. They would continue doing the same thing. What we have to do is find a strategy to actually bring them to their knees and stop talking, because they don't care about talking. They're going to do anything they want when we continue talking. Secondly, our people has to learn to save our money, because money is power.
True.
What do you think the people is doing? When the people realize that we getting all kind of tents, you know what they do? They bring a show to Guyana so that it can cripple us. Oh, the black people love show. We gonna party. You check. I'm not trying to be racial. You check and see how many Indian show you could count it on one hand a year. One hand you can count it on, and you can't fill up the one hand. Check and see how much black show they got a year. You could fill up the whole numbers from 1 to 100. So what I'm trying to say, once we save our money, we are in much better power. And we got to learn to do that. We got to learn to put aside all these nonsense and just focus on saving our money, because once we save our money, then we got power.
Yep. Thanks for that contribution. We have to understand the value of the community, the value in the community of our monies. We gotta appreciate that. Gotta appreciate it. Because if we don't appreciate it, we ain't going no place. If we don't appreciate that, folks, we ain't going no place. All right, I think we're gonna take a final one, guys. We're gonna take a final one. A final one.
Cheryl, Jarita, and callers, that caller is on point. And I would like to say, or I would like to underline the fact that entertainers should have a sense of responsibility. They are responsible for those lyrics that they put out there, because not everybody will think, well, this is not the right thing to do. They will enact what is sung. So for me, entertainers have a responsibility to their audience to make sure that their lyrics are clean and that he does not encourage persons to become violent. Look at that photo with the guy at the Botheration show with a gun behind his back. Again, it's lack of morals. They don't know, well, I shouldn't say they don't know better. They just tell themselves that that is acceptable to society. Now, the next thing that has been bothering me is the fact that nobody seems to have respect for life. Road users doing their own thing. Look at the little girl that was hit on the pedestrian crossing.
Yes.
Somehow, for me,
Kayla.
people just don't use the 5 C's at all. And with that, I am alarmed for those young children who are now road safety patrols, because it's just the same they would knock down a little child on the pedestrian crossing, which brings me to the point of all this we're seeing now in the public domain about the discipline of the forces. How you could be a police and knock down a little child? I'm yet to hear what else will be done for that family beside that sponsorship for burial and wake. That can't be the end of it at all. Because if they don't have respect for life, how you expect somebody else to have respect for life? It's not working at all. That is what Robertson Ben, I believe, all that comes under his ministry. Those are the things he needs to focus on. Discipline on the roads, discipline of his officers, so that they could be exemplary to the public. The public has no respect for the Guyana political forces, I call them, because they're busy taking political instructions instead of serving and protecting, which is supposed to be what they're about.
Yep. And the final one, guys, we got some breaking news at this time. We want to take the final one. It seems as though Robeson Ben might have been listening to us. We see a statement coming out of the ministry.
Hi, good afternoon again, Charles. Sorry to double dip. Your last caller was on the point of music. I had the opportunity of talking to a Guyanese music scholar who unfortunately is no longer with us. And he was telling me, he said, boy, if you're playing the organ for a funeral in church, if you want the congregation to tear up, he said, play a certain rhythm. He said, if you want to see people do all sorts of things, play the drums in a certain rhythm. He also went on to tell me, he said, music has a profound effect on the psyche of people. It is not the words in the music that creates the problem. It is the rhythm. These kinds of music, like rap music and so on, were developed by the white people to deliberately destabilize black communities. So when you see these people coming in with these dirty and whatever you call it, and singing all of these things, it's not so much the words, it's the rhythm and the beat of the music that has affected people's psyche.
Well said again, William. And finally, guys, finally, let's turn to Dawn. Finally.
Sheriff, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dawn.
The caller is quite right. Every holiday, there's a show by Hits and Jam. On the 1st of August, there's a boat cruise going to Supernam. I think it's Supernam, with this DJ Teddy Bear or something like that. And you got to get your tickets now, early bird tickets. It don't advertise it. Hits and Jam belongs to Jack Dio. I sent a post to you with him, man, say, but the guy was saying that our violence is not the threat, our love is. You understand? So once we warring and fighting, then my good to go. There's no problem there.
Yep. Want to say thanks to all our contributors. Folks, we got a piece of news coming out of the Ministry of Home Affairs. It seems like they can ban artists like Skeng. Artists like Skeng, according to the release we see coming out of the Ministry of Home Affairs. I'm going to ask you to show us that. And we're going to pick up a piece of reporting out of Big Smith News that suggests that the ministry is saying they're banning artists like Skeng. The problem is not Skeng. The problem is Ropes and Ben. That's the problem. You got concerts and you got no security in place. Y'all is the problem.
I want to.
How are them guns within the national park?
I want to read specifically.
Go ahead.
What is here? I don't want to misquote or anything like that. But I'm picking up out of a piece of reporting from the online media house, Big Smith News Watch, and it headlines "No More Sking." It's the Minister of Home Affairs, Rupson Ben, on Friday announced that never again will an artist like Sking be allowed to perform publicly in Guyana. He further stated that no hands at the Ministry of Home Affairs or the police force will sign off any consort for any artist like Sking to be given permission to perform. Recently, Skeng arrived in Guyana to perform under the Hits and Jams umbrella events for Carnival launching. At the concert, which was held at the national park, the hit song Protocol by the artist was met with loud gunshots and the hurling of missiles in bracket bottles. That development led to the show abruptly ending even as patrons and Skeng himself ducked and ran for cover. Skeng has reportedly released a new hit which labeled Guyana as a gun town. And that is the fullness of that.
Yep. Raw Tony seemed to have a country review. I wanted Rita to touch on. Raw Tony seemed to have a country review.
I just want to say before I even get to that bit is what I want to just notify persons of it. I did check to see the authenticity as we are on the show right now. I was checking to see the authenticity of that and whether or not a statement was put out by the Ministry of Home Affairs. But as it is right now, I'm not in receipt of any of that. What I know is that the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, Rupson Ben, has been, as is on his the ministry's Facebook page, who was given brief remarks at the opening ceremony of the Community Relations Department of the Guyana Police Force. So I am of the strong belief that probably during those statements, within those commentary made there at the opening of the Community Relations Department of the Guyana Police Force, that those statements were made, since I am not in possession of any given statement in particular that address that matter. But very, very interesting to say the least.
Very interesting. Very interesting. The problem is them. You gonna have a concert. Skeng didn't bring the guns. Skeng didn't bring the guns. He didn't bring the bottles neither. Right? So don't bring your lax security system and blame other people. He didn't bring the guns. He didn't arm people. You all have an event and you had a whole security lapse. Oh, so you're banning Skeng. What happened to the other people that were facilitators?
Well, I think if I'm to add my voice to this, and we've been hearing the comments, and I have been adding quite a bit to the discussion when it comes to the type of the genre and the type of music and the lyrics that are being played, and that are infiltrating the minds of young people right now. The blatant violence that is in it and all of that. But I also make the point consistently, and I never ever ever waver from my point. I always make the point that there is a structure that needs to be dismantled altogether. And just looking at one aspect of it without properly analyzing the other aspect doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make any sense at
Mm-hmm.
all. Because regardless of whether or not the song was played, the fact must be acknowledged also within that entire mechanism and the failure altogether and the breakdown and lawlessness in society that there were guns present in the show. You know,
Who we
there
blaming for the
were
guns?
guns
That's Robeson.
present in the show, unless you're saying Skeng brought guns and give it to persons. That's a different conversation. So I have my own opinion when it comes to the music and the genre of music, because I am highly critical of those type of violent songs altogether. But I also say that we can't be using the 1960s methodology in 2022, and we need to have very innovative ways in actually getting through to young people. And I really want to see where this goes, because Mr. Duncan, Sher Duncan, here next to me, Rupson is speaking as though he has the authority to do this. And I think that is most interesting altogether, that Rupson is speaking as though he has the distinct authority to say that's not going to happen. So
Yep.
I'll be patiently awaiting the backup statement that come and say, well, probably that's not what it was meant to say. All right, don't hold your breath, but let's see.
But clearly they're out of touch. Clearly they don't know what artists like Skeng sing. So anybody who
No,
brings something across their desk, they can sign off on it. And then we deal with the repercussions afterwards.
well, it's most interesting because I think one of the questions that will immediately be out there is whether or not the other artist, if I'm going to say this name correctly, Skelly Bang, is going to be performing in Berbice, since that one is that is scheduled to be happening in the not so distant future, very very shortly. So if such an announcement is being made, be it in a side pass during commentary at an opening or not, those have very serious repercussions, and persons would want to know. And most definitely, I'm most interested in to see how this plays out with the promoters altogether. I'll be looking on, but I think that I always say collectively we need to have on all hands on deck when we're looking at matters that affects our children. It is not okay for us to be just laid back and say, well, this is the time and this is how it happens. It is never the time that our young people in society put themselves in harm's way. This is not the in thing. It will never be the in thing for people to be using drugs, specifically as it is right now, Molly, as they say. It is never going to be okay, and it's never going to be the trend. It's that those things are not things that you could just gravitate to say, oh well, it wasn't like this back in the days, but it's acceptable now. We must have boundaries in society when it comes to moral and conduct altogether. We are responsible for young people. Let us not fail them.
Yep. Gone a little bit over our time, which is absolutely right. Right. This is a band-aid.
Yeah.
It's another band-aid. But we
No,
go into
but
the
it's
root and the
direct
structure.
good. It's directing. It seems to direct it in one particular way. And
Yeah.
I noted that that particular report in there was making a reference to the fact that there is a new song, a new song that is being played by Sking, and that song actually, as it's been reported here, is gun tongue that was labeled Guyana as a gun tongue. And that is not
Actually
something
wrong.
we have to be very conscious of the image that we want to portray for youth in Guyana, and also very conscious of the image that we're portraying for Guyana as a whole, because definitely I don't think anybody want their family to be in a gun town. You know, you don't want to
Exactly.
raise your family in a gun town,
Exactly.
regardless of all who go out there and try to defend and all of that. Entertainment, and I've said this before, entertainment is a must and it's always going to be there. Persons are always going to be there, promoters are always
Yep.
going to be doing their part to bring entertainment, but it must be, everything that we do must be done in a very, very responsible way. We cannot just be reckless. And we need to acknowledge, when you are an influencer, when you are promoting all of those things, you have a responsibility to people,
Yeah.
especially young people. It's not just something you go out there and you make money and you just relax and do whatever. Responsibilities are to be shared throughout. We all have a responsibility, especially when it comes to the nurturing and the guidelines that we provide for young people in our country. So I am all hands on deck when it comes to anything concerns that's concerning young people, and I want to hear every bit of the commentary that comes in from young people specifically. And I'm looking at this particular line of conversation, and I believe that I want to hear specifically what the youth have to say about it. I
Yep.
want to
Yep.
hear it from every aspect. I want to hear it from every section of society. What are their
Guys,
thoughts about this?
guys, please don't send any more voice notes. We can't take any more. I want to play very quickly some that we have received because I don't want you to have sent it in vain. And I want to play out, but try not to send any more. We're really out of time and we gotta run.
Good morning, Sherrod and Jarita.
Hey.
Or rather, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I was just listening to the final, what Jarita was just saying, what the Home Affairs ministry said. Who gave the permission in the first place?
That's right.
Paul Slow gave a long procedure about how those things are supposed to happen, and nothing was followed. So it's reaction instead of proaction.
It's friends and family.
It already happened. Put measures in place before, not during nor after. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Yeah, we always talk about it. We always talk about the reactionary policies. Well, some of them just doesn't exist. But when they do put stuff in place, it's always reactionary, and it's never looking at the overarching issue.
Correct
It
is
never
right.
look at the root cause altogether.
Correct is right. Correct is right. Correct is right. Correct is right. We're gonna have the final one, guys. Final one we have for you. And I think we kind of mocked up the first one with Marlon. We have some feedback there. We're gonna try to take another one.
Sharon, what I was actually saying that I agree with Mr. Norton for what he did with Ifranan. And the only thing I think he should not have done was to shake his hand. But I agree with everything else what he said pertaining to that shake hand, to that shake hand, whatever. Because Ifranan was literally begging for a handshake. Anyhow, I finished school in the 70s. And let me tell you something. I was being taught guidance in school from since I was in primary school. Guidance, religious and moral education. Every morning you go to school, you have to pray. After that prayer, you do the national anthem or you sing some other national song. That is no more in the schools. Secondly, the breakdown of law and order in Guyana is partially responsible for the foolishness that is going on in the schools and in society. The PPP is made up of lawlessness. They are disrespectful to, and they break the constitution left, right, and center. So if they are disrespectful to the constitution, they have no respect for the constitution. What do you expect these people will do? The lawlessness is too much. That's why these school children are behaving like, oh, when they can go and bring something like skin. And then I understand they got some other show coming up. All these people doing is dig money out of our people's hands. They're keeping a set of shows left, right, and center all year around. And look who's supporting the shows. The people them who crying out. They need to keep their bloody well monies in their pockets and stop wasting their money. You're crying. Cost of living high, yes, we understand that. But you're finding time to go out there and party hard. Rhonda and Mr. William, I agree with them 100% what they say. I said, look, they take away corporal punishment from homes and schools because we don't have that. That is the reason why our children are being wicked. In America, they don't have that here. Corporal punishment. And the children give their parents bloody well hell. They talk to them anyhow. They say what they like, they do what they like, and you cannot touch them. And Guyana is not ready for that. We are not ready for that at all. We need to do better. And we really got to work on our young people. They need help. And we got to get social workers into the schools. People need to introduce back guidance sessions, and they need to put back prayers into the schools. The other thing, these murders and murders, oh my God, it sits and upsets my stomach. Every time I come on the program, if somebody get murdered, somebody commits suicide. After the one that commits suicide will shoot himself, he's suicidal anyhow. Because I know him personally, he is suicidal. But thank God he didn't do the girl anything. I'm glad that she ran away and he didn't do anything. And he's an abuser. Anyways, a lot much more needs to be done with our young people in Guyana. I wish you and you to success on your offices, and I'm waiting for
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
results from that election tomorrow.
Credible and valid results. Thanks, Martin. Credible and valid results. Folks, that's our time. That's our program. That's we time. That's we program. Thanks for joining us. Gotta run, we gotta go. Did you read our thanks?
Yes, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very interesting conversation. A lot of different perspectives coming out as it pertains to what is the actual cause and what is the breakdown with young people all together. So we have to continue this, and I have to say that it was a pleasure being here. So enjoy the rest of your day.
Yep. Gonna see you guys soon. Gonna see you guys soon. That's our time. That's our program. See you guys real soon.